first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First order of business, though. Let's get a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Arizona. And they didn't get a whole lot accomplished through the air in those first two quarters of play. They'll need to up their game if they want to rally all the way back. But meanwhile, for the Titans, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Titans hold the lead, and they'll get the football first as the third quarter gets underway. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. And we spotlight Derrick Henry now. He's toppled the century mark already receiving the football, closing in on that on the ground, too. They've really had trouble handling him.
I think from what we've seen in this game, his success through the air has started to open things up for him on the ground because now he's loosened up the defense, right? They've got to play just about every snap as if another receiver can get downfield on them, and he's been that receiver. Now they bring him back to the backfield. I think his yardage running the ball will increase as this one goes on.
Well, they might need to devote some extra attention to him, something just to stop the momentum he has. There's the stiff arm, and he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Again, it's Henry. Not much there, maybe a couple up to the 35. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on third down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And this is going to be a Titans first down as good running gets them to about the 44.
I remember watching Derrick Henry come out of Alabama and sitting with some scouts, and one of the debate points with him was, while at Bama, how often did he have to deal with contact near the line of scrimmage? They were so good up front that he often got to the second level pretty easily. I think he's starting to answer those questions with runs like that. He's a physical guy.
A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. To throw is Tannehill. He completes it to Jones. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49.
Well, sometimes it doesn't appear like much. The out route can be very dangerous when you throw it to a guy like Julio Jones. If you try and undercut it, it can turn into a big play. But the reason he's able to get it so often is because of his ability to push people deep, and they have to respect that.
2nd down at 5. Running left, it's Henry. He can't get him down. First down and much more for Henry. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 137 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Well, that is a running back who is not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
Yeah, and this defense has had its share of problems getting guys to the ground. And here's another example. They never should have allowed this play to gain as many yards as it did. But poor tackling early in the play led to big yardage after the fact.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. They keep it with Henry on first down. He will push his way down to about the 14. Tackled by Isaiah Simmons. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down.
But defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Tannehill now to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Brown.
And the Titans are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Trying to punch it in with Henry. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
So 2nd and goal, and the big man Henry alone in the backfield. Tannehill. Got a man, and it's taken in for a Titans touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Ryan Tannehill.
And the Titans take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. He finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Here's Bullock now for the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. A 10-play drive that time. And the result in the end, a Titans touchdown. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. Set to return it. Here's Moore.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the 2nd half. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down. Bud Dupree, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there, I wish there were a lot less progressions on this play, just someone that I can dump the ball to and get it out of my hands.
2nd and 16.
Another try after the first down sack. Murray. That's caught on the left side by Kirk. And he'll be out right at the 35.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get inside. Let's go.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game, because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long, but a nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Edmonds running out of the shotgun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game, because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Meanwhile, Murray's throw taken in by Green here.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes, when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Connor on 1st down, not going to get a whole lot. Maybe a couple. 2nd down coming up.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They've got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Shotgun now for Murray. He's got Green. And bulldozing his way through. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Murray now on 1st down. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Second 10 coming up here in Nashville. 3rd quarter action.
Murray now.
That's out to the flat for Edmonds.
And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They'll try and run for it with Connor. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 3 quarters have come and